Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello and welcome. My name is Katie and welcome to my channel. So this video is one that I do every 2 weeks, or I started 2 weeks ago. So I joined a local spiritual development group and I've never looked back, it's amazing. And 2 weeks ago I posted a video which was session 1 and 2. So this is my third session attending the group. So if you'd like to know what I got up to and what I experienced at this group, then make sure you keep on watching. So the group is every fortnight on a Wednesday. So I went last night and I didn't know what to expect because I didn't know obviously how many people were going to be there this time. Including Sally, which is the group leader, there was 8 of us, so one more than last time. And we did some more healing, and we learnt to use pendulums as part of healing as well, which is the first for me because I've never used pendulums ever. I've looked at them, I've seen them, but I've never actually used one. So obviously at every beginning of every session we sit in the dark and we get into our own power. That's one of my favourite bits at the moment actually, because it helps me to relax and basically the busyness of my mind just goes away. We do that for about 10 to 15 minutes, obviously get the energies that we need from the ground and Mother Earth and things like that. And yeah, so then Sally said obviously we're gonna go into pairs. Well, first of all we had to go choose a pendulum that we were drawn to. So I go and pick mine, and it was, I think it was a clear quartz one, and it was like a rounded top, and then it went like down like this, that kind of shape. It wasn't one of the ones with the sides, like panelled sides, so it was just a rounded, pointed one. So yeah, we went and did that, and then because obviously they're not our pendulums, we had to hold them in our hands and like kind of cleanse them and give them our energy. Did that, we held them in our hands like this, and obviously visualised us washing the pendulums. So that was good. And then obviously we had to hold them up like you would, and then determine which way was what, like as in yes or no. What's going on with this light? So we had to obviously hold the pendulum in our hand like this, and then we had to just ask it a closed question, so obviously yes or no question, and then obviously whichever way the pendulum went would be no first. We did no first. So I held it like this, and you give it your energy, and then I just asked it, am I 41? And it went back and forward, obviously for no, because I'm not 41. So yeah, it was an experience for that, because obviously I have never used one before, and to actually like hold it in your hand like this and then focus at it and ask it a question and it to move, and you're genuinely not moving it, it's moving by itself. That was an experience because I haven't felt that kind of thing before. So for my no, the pendulum would go forward and backwards, and then obviously she made sure everyone else's pendulums were working, and everyone was getting their energies and things like that. And then obviously we had to determine what was going to be yes. So I just held it up like this, looked at it and said, have I got a husband? And it went side to side for yes. So obviously I have a husband. And yeah, that was a big experience for me, because as I said, I've never used a pendulum before, and I managed to get answers, like the yes and no answers, reasonably straight away. So that was really good. Yeah, so once everyone had managed to get their pendulums working, we set off into pairs, and I went in a pair with a man called Mark, who gave me the lift to the group. So then we used the pendulum on each other, on our pendulums on each other to determine where the person needed healing. So obviously you'd hold it up near the person, and then whatever way the pendulum went, you would know that that person would need healing afterwards. So yeah, Mark went first, and yeah, he said most of my top half was either saying no, or it was just like shaking violently, like it wouldn't move, like wouldn't give a positive answer. So then he said he went obviously down to like my knees and my bottom half, and it would, I think he said the shaking meant that it like really needed help or something like that. So like my knees and that, again, it was coming up that I needed healing on my legs and my knees. So Mark did that, and then I went round to Mark, and I got a lot of no's, apart from when I got to his lower back and his knees, specifically his, I think it was his left knee. So I did that. And yeah, so once we knew that, we obviously did the healing like we did 2 weeks ago. So obviously you'd ask the person if they mind being touched, and then you would touch them where they needed healing. But before that, you had to visualize obviously your hands being like fire, and so the energy is in your hands, and then as soon as you touch that person, you're giving them that energy. So yeah, that was really good. And then I think I went first to do the healing for Mark, and I just went to the areas that the pendulum had told me to go to, and yeah, so that was that. And then Mark did the healing on me, or I think he went to more places than what his pendulum said. It was so surreal because like obviously I sat like in my power, my eyes shut, and then as soon as his hands went down on my shoulders, because he went on my shoulders first, I just saw like red, like a red sky, and it was just like instant red. And yeah, it was just like obviously warmth, and yeah, so, and then as soon as he moved his hands off my shoulders and went to, I think, this part of my arms or my shoulders, it went to green. And yeah, so most of the time I was being healed, I saw obviously the red at the beginning, I saw green quite a lot, and then I saw purple about 3/4 of the way through, and then like green and purple mixed together, and then I saw a bit of blue, and then it went back to green. And yeah, that was, yeah. So I think green is a healing colour, so yeah. It's just crazy because everyone's different and not everyone sees the same. Like I spoke about Ashley in the video the other week, and she's American, and she was telling me that she wishes she could see colours, but she doesn't. She sees like symbols and stuff when she's getting healed. So it's really crazy to think that everyone sees different things when we're doing this kind of work. And yeah, so I said to Mark that I saw the colours that I saw, and obviously the warm feeling from his hands and things like that. And then when it came to my turn, obviously I just went to the places the pendulum told me to go. I didn't feel I needed to go anywhere else. And then I did that, and then Mark told me, because I went to the top half of his back, and he said that went really, like my hands were really cold there, because he asked Sally afterwards, and she said that's because obviously you didn't need healing there, so the hands felt cold. But as soon as I went to his knee, it was like really, really warm and really hot. So obviously that was a place that needed healing. Yeah, so he just said it was nice. Apart from the back, everything else was nice, and it felt really good. So that was the pairs. And then after that, we went into like groups. 3 people led on tables this time. I was not one of them this time. I was actually doing healing on someone this time. So I actually got to see like what Sally does when she's doing healing and things like that, and obviously focusing on somebody else. So yeah, 3 ladies got on the table. One was a lady I hadn't seen before, but apparently she's been to the group before, but I hadn't seen her until that last night. And then another lady called Claire, which is who was there at my first meeting group, whatever you want to call it, and she was the one that felt the pain in my knee when I had the healing hoop. But she was really struggling last night, so she got a big hit of healing. So I hope she felt better after that. And yeah, I was put with the lady that I didn't know, and did healing on her, and focused all my energy on this lady and giving her healing. And I don't know why, I was just kept being drawn to her stomach to give her healing on her stomach. And then at one point, when I was put my hand on this lady's stomach, Sally came along and did some healing on the lady's head like this, like she did to me. And the lady said afterwards, when we were both doing that, like I was on her stomach and Sally was on her head, like it was like I would say mind blowing. It was like like I don't know what she saw, but I think she said she saw some colours and some white light. But yeah, she said it was really nice, and when I was on her stomach, it was really warming. So yeah, I felt really good that I managed to give some people some healing, and they actually felt it, and it felt nice. So yeah, that was the main part of last night's group, and yeah, it was just really, really nice. Got chatting with people afterwards, and yeah, I spoke to Sally again about the colours, because I don't know if it's any coincidence that I keep seeing green, and Sally said it's because it's the healer in me coming through, and obviously purple is spiritual, so my spiritual side is opening up more to yeah, that. So I was really happy to hear that, because I really want to learn more about the spiritual side, and if I can do healing as well, then that's great, because as I've said, I'm quite interested in the divination side, and my friend Annie said divination and healing go quite well together. Really happy to hear that. It was just a nice session, and as I said, using the pendulum for the first time was an experience for me, because I hadn't used it before. And yeah, I said I put a post in the group after I got home last night to say, obviously, thank you for a lovely evening, and I could feel like my confidence is starting to grow, like in myself, like learning. So yeah, it's such an amazing experience to be able to have this group to go to and learn. And yeah, so that's that really. Not really much else to say about this week. So that was the main activities, if you want to call it activities, work we did. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm going to leave it there. So the next one will be in 2 weeks' time, so that'll be towards the end of March. So yeah, if you did enjoy it, please don't forget to leave a like, and if you're new, I'd really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. There's lots of witchy content coming soon, and I've said before, I have a weight loss journey as well, and that's a different part of my channel. So yeah, 2 different parts of my channel. So yeah, I'm going to go. Take care, stay safe, and blessed be. Bye.